McKell who gets the catch. He's got patrol.
In a year of unprecedented times, oftentimes bitter rivals find themselves working head-to-head. Earlier this year, the North High School and Tartan High School lacrosse teams banded together in a cooperative movement for the year, and tonight they take on not only SEC rival, but Metro East Conference rival, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, here from George Smith Field on a beautiful Wednesday in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. On the broadcast call tonight here, I am Alex Westhead, and lacrosse fans, sports fans across the East Metro, please welcome to our broadcast crew, the one that they call Tourney Ernie, Earnhardt Jaworski. Ernie, thanks for joining us, and welcome to the SEC family.
Yeah, no problem. I'm here to have a blast. I know we've had talks for months now getting something like this together, and it's what I'm going to school for. This is the start of a dream for me.
And of course, Ernie, you were the student manager at Hill Murray for the boys hockey team there for a large number of years, and of course now you are in the St. Cloud State program and working in the broadcast field there.
Yep, for the past 2 years now, I've done the stats for the production side for Husky Productions for the men's hockey home games. It's been a great opportunity, learning experience. There's infinite knowledge there at St. Cloud.
And we'll get to know Earnhardt just a little bit more, but we'll pause for the anthem here on your home for Mahtomedi Zephyr and North Tartan Boys Lacrosse. And back here at George Smith Field, Mahtomedi High School, the home of this one tonight, the Tartan Co-op with North St. Paul, and the Mahtomedi Zephyrs just to take to the field. Here with Earnhardt Jaworski, I'm Alex Westhead. And Earnhardt, we take a look at the teams here tonight. This Mahtomedi Zephyr team in boys lacrosse has been one of the state's premier programs, and so far, after having the year off, 2019 Section 4 champions, they seem to be right back on pace of where they were when they last took the field 2 years ago.
Absolutely. I mean, starting off this season, they had a fairly convincing victory, I would say, over Eastview, 18-5. Next week, they beat up on Henry Sibley, 20-0. Then they follow that up with two back-to-back losses. First off with St. Thomas, 11-9, so a very close game. St. Thomas, one of the better programs in the state. And then Benilde St. Margaret's. I think they're believed in the top 5 for boys lacrosse rankings, and they get defeated 14-6. And again, so Mahtomedi, they're, like you said, they're one of the better programs in the state. Coming off a close win against Simley, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do up against here with Tartan.
You saw the statistic on our screen in front of you. Mahtomedi and the Zephyrs, a perfect 2-0 record at home. In fact, if we take a look at the last couple of matchups, the last 9 matchups between Mahtomedi and Tartan, and then the last 5 against Mahtomedi and North, that combined record between the two, 12-1 in favor of the Zephyrs. A lone win for Tartan, coming back in a Sam Lindahl year back on the 19th of May, 2016. For the Tartan Titans, this again a team combining with North St. Paul, so they are not the Tartan Titans, just Tartan North St. Paul. This is a program that suffered a number of close defeats.
Yes.
3 games this season, 2 losses by just 1 goal.
And to start off the season, Tartan, they fell to Minneapolis 13-12. Very high scoring game for lacrosse. And then following that, again, Simley, they're another one of the better teams here on the east side, defeating North Tartan. And then just a couple days ago, earlier in the week, they come so close to defeating the Hastings Raiders, falling 10-11.
Of course, both of these teams part of the Metro East Conference, and as a result, much of the games across all sports are played between these two teams. And of course, when lacrosse has not had the opportunity to take to the field in almost 2 years, we've seen it with the girls' games so far this year. We've seen it with some boys' games as well, certainly. That first bit of breaking off that rust against a former opponent is something that both of these teams will have to contend with tonight.
Whereas with each team, there is a different play style, things, the small things that they do differently. And it's really going to be who can adjust first and force their will onto the other team.
Our players to watch for tonight, as you take a look on your screen, there's a senior number 7, E.J. Charpentier. In 5 games so far this season, 19 goals, 9 assists, 23 points. Committed to the University of Tampa, Division II school, way all the way down in Florida. And Charpentier will be one to watch tonight.
Yes, he's got the right initials. I'll say that much. And then on the side for North Tartan, Breck Poetzer, he's averaging 3 goals a game. He's got 11 goals on this season, 5 assists. He's really going to be their main striker for North Tartan. But with the depth that the Zephyrs have this season, will it be enough?
And of course, Mahtomedi has not fallen to Tartan since 2016. Will tonight be the night the Titans are able to knock off the Zephyrs? 16 games across the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and beyond. We're glad that you've chosen to join us for this one here on Suburban Community Channels TV 19. Thank you for joining us as well live on Facebook, on YouTube, and all the other social media channels for tonight's broadcast. Zephyrs with possession on the attacking side of the midfield line. They'll go all the way back down to the far side again for Charpentier. Swung all the way to the near side once more. Levi Lemke, senior attacker. And then they'll reset once more for Mitch Lorenz. And again for Pete Moosbrugger's crew, the defending Section 4 champions, a very decisive victory against White Bear Lake in the last section final back in 2019. And Pete Moosbrugger certainly looking for more of that again as we start to gear up already towards section playoff time.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, Moosbrugger, a lot of the Zephyrs, or the majority of the Zephyrs team is upperclassmen, so you know they're going to have the experience and the skills to put the ball in the back of the net and win games.
Ground ball picked up by Magnuson, reset again behind the network and be reset once more for Levi Lemke. Again, as we mentioned in our introduction, combined between these two teams the last 12 matchups, a combined aggregate win-loss record of 12-1 are the Mahtomedi Zephyrs over these two teams. They'll work it again on the near side in the attacking half. Just started here again, 4 quarters of 12 minutes each. Working his way on in, Mitch Lorenz with a shot goes high out of bounds, and the first closest to it is Zephyr Owen Knapp, and possession retained by the Mahtomedi Zephyrs.
Yeah, I believe that shot was deflected up front by Jacob Schwinghammer for North Tartan here. Got that shot up and away, helping his goaltender out.
Knapp bothered defensively. Ground ball can be picked up again here by Levi Lemke. Lemke trying to work around the defensive Carter Ekstrom for Tartan, and he scores. Beautiful shot, and the Zephyrs on the scoreboard first.
Lemke, great inside spin move to get space, get in front of the goaltender, one-on-one scenario, and he goes top shelf with it, beats the goaltender, and gets the Zephyrs up early here.
Well, it's that great first move to Earnhardt, and again, no chance really for McGuire Kistner, the sophomore goaltender for Tartan North today, as he just fires that one home. And again, the Zephyr team, when they get that lead, it's tough to play catch-up against Mahtomedi.
Absolutely, and we saw a little bit of the JV game prior to this, and I don't want to say the field was tilted, but it was really a heavy possession game for the Zephyrs.
And again for the Zephyrs, as they'll carry possession again with a ground ball scooped up by Buckmeyer back into the attacking third. Bookmeyer swung near side again here once more for Levi Lemke, the lone goal scorer so far. Resets again, E.J. Charpentier, the attacker, senior working behind the net as the fast line changes come. Again, if you're new to boys lacrosse, on-the-fly line changes. And again, a required number of players on each side as Charpentier's shot goes wide. Zephyrs closest to it. They'll maintain possession. 12 minutes of a stop clock. Anytime the ball rolls out of bounds, the clock stops. And again, a wonderful sport if you're new to it. And we certainly hope that you're enjoying it so far. Napa reset again. Charpentier working around the outside edge of the crease. Beautiful shot in the goal. That's why he's D2. E.J. Charpentier and the Zephyrs with a 2-0 lead.
Charpentier just with the quickness of once he got possession of the ball in his cradle, he just ran up around the post, and it was just like a wraparound in hockey.
Well, and again, it's so rare to see this excellent speed, that beautiful pass from Knapp, and then just working his way right on in. And again, Kistner, no shot on that chance. The Zephyrs again take the 2-0 lead. On the other side of the field, number 4, Caden Donahue, the junior goaltender, gets the start back on the opposite end for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Mahtomedi in their white, Tartan North in the black and blue outfit. On the face-off, battled for, and the clock possession here gained by Tartan as Schwinghammer drops it. Another ground ball can be scooped off offensively by Owen Colshaw-Klein. Ball back into the attacking third. Possession here by Jacob Schwinghammer. Schwinghammer will slow down, reset, working around the defense there of Todd McDonald, the long stick midfielder. Again, that long stick provides that advantage of being able to reach around and provide the cross just a little bit more pressure. Schwinghammer working down and low, can be reset further again here for Connor Peltier. No, Breck Pultzier, excuse me, wrong roster. Pultzier working around the crease on his own, trying to work his way back through, but bothered again by a great couple of defensive sticks by Meyer for the Zephyrs as it goes all the way back out once more. Putzier still battling around. 8:58 remaining, half number 1. 2-0 Zephyrs lead. Charpentier and Lemke the goal scorers so far for Mahtomedi. With possession middle of the field, Darren Tvet. Tvet will come back, and again Tartan will set up offensively in their own side of the attacking field. Sam Schwartz, no, again I'm looking at the wrong roster. Brandon Moreland once again back midfield. As a Tartan North, Owen Colshaw-Klein. Back here once more, Breck Pultzier. All the way through, was looking for the pass out in front there of Brody Laska. It goes out of bounds, and the Zephyrs maintain possession. And for Tartan, a good possession in the attacking half, but unable to get a shot on goal.
And it came down to Mahtomedi's positioning. They were able to force the attacking side just outside towards the numbers on the field here.
Dom Livingston gains the center line. Or can be held in again near side, Levi Lemke. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube tonight, feel free to leave a comment. If we want to go so far as to say like, comment, and subscribe, we can certainly do that. And you can do so, again, let us know where you're watching from. And, of course, pronunciations, since we do not have access to players and coaches that we might normally do. We do like to hear those pronunciations so we can say your student-athlete's name correctly. Held in again here, Charpentier. We'll try to work around the defense of the Tartan Titans on the near side. And, again, I'm going to make that mistake a couple of times. I'll apologize in advance until I get it correct. Here to the near side, Mitch Lawrence will cradle the ball all the way back down laterally to the goal line. Lawrence once again has Sean Cashin defensively playing man-to-man here. Good stick check there, is now working his way on in. Beautiful chance saved by Kistner. Kick back out. Rebound. He scores again. Oh, and Knapp on the goal. 3-0 Zephyrs.
And just like that, a couple of quick cuts by the Zephyrs into the midfield are going to net them their third goal of this first quarter.
Well, again, it's those quick possessions too, and we talked about it in our open, where if you have these players that haven't gotten a chance to play varsity games, it's up for your upperclassmen, your juniors and your seniors, to be able to provide for the experience, and that's what will happen here as head coach Kevin Lindahl of the Tartan North cooperative team will take a timeout here. 7:22 remaining first quarter, 3-0 Zephyrs lead in a first 5 minutes here, Earnhardt, where the Zephyrs really have been the better of these two teams.
Yes, and really it just comes down to their movement of the ball and their players who don't have the ball, the cuts they make into the midfield. They open up space for themselves and their teammates. And really when the Zephyrs pass the ball, the shooter, they don't hold on to the ball for long.
Again, you see there head coach Kevin Lindahl. His son Sam was one of the most prolific offensive scorers in Tartan Titans boys lacrosse history. Now, of course, playing Division I, I believe. Can't recall the school off the top of my head, but an excellent coach. We did a Coach's Corner segment with him a couple of years ago. You can find that on SEC.com. Not SEC.com, the YouTube channel for SEC, where you can watch that interview from a few years ago. And again, on the other side, Pete Moosbrugger. Again, one of the more dominant teams in this section. Big rivalry, of course, with White Bear Lake on the opposite side. And Earnhardt, we haven't had the chance to comment on it yet, but a perfect weather night here in Mahtomedi.
It is a gorgeous day out. Dare I say the best weather we've had all year so far. Don't want to jinx it.
We are due for a May snowstorm now. We don't want to do that now.
My mom would not be a happy camper as her birthday's on Saturday. And it has snowed once on her birthday.
The latest poll of the Minnesota State High School League boys coming out on the 27th is there's Coach Pete Moosbrugger. Number 1, Benilde St. Margaret's, Edina, Eden Prairie, Prior Lake, Minnetonka, Shakopee, Lakeville North, St. Michael Albertville, Lakeville South, and Centennial, the top 10 on the boys' side of lacrosse here in the state of Minnesota. Quickly on the girls' side, in the same order, Edina, Prior Lake, Lakeville South, Chanhassen, Blake, Rosemont, Benilde St. Margaret's, Eden Prairie, Stillwater, and Henry Sibley Gentry. No major surprises on the top 10 of either side.
No. And really, I'd say for the past 5, 6, 7 years, that hasn't really changed one bit. It's really, when you have something good, you know what works. It makes it that much easier to produce top-tier players.
Great battle for it off the draw. Still battling for it on the ground as it'll come back here again to the near side. And again, we'll wait for possession here. Beautiful check delivered, but the flag is up. And this will be our first penalty of the game as soon as one of the teams gains possession. Out of bounds, another check right out of bounds as sent with authority to the ground. Wesley Mandler checked by Todd McDonald. We'll see what the penalty flag here is. At some point when we have the conversation. This is one of the advantages, too, is that when the fouls are called in boys lacrosse, they come so close to you where you can see if it's a technical, a 1 minute, or a 2 minute. But a man-up situation here for what seems to be Tartan.
Yeah, as it looks like Todd McDonald for the Zephyrs will be taking a knee. And the refs, they are deliberating on what the call will be here.
Well, take a look at it here as, again, you see they're coming blindside check delivered. As that looks like it's Levi Lemke, who's also taken a knee. We'll get the call here from the official, as it'll be dead ball foul. I'm going to wait for it. 1 minute, so there'll be 1 minute for a man-up situation. There is, of course, 2 players. It'll be 2 1 minutes, so a 2-man-up situation for Tartan, as they will have both Todd McDonald and Levi Lemke taking a knee in the penalty area.
And for Tartan, this is huge, as a goal here could get your team back into the game and really get the momentum going, because from what we've seen from Tartan so far, it hasn't been a lot.
Breck Putzier, the likely goal scorer, working behind the net in the dangerous area for these Tartan North players. On the ground, ball scooped up back the other way. Now a chance man down here for Jacob Hone. Into the attacking third with some speed now. We'll reset here to the near side and gather possession again. Continue to work down this 1 minute penalty. So a pair of 1 minutes assessed to both of the Zephyrs, as that'll give Tartan some chance if they are able to regain possession here. But here's E.J. Charpentier working back around, evading pressure. He'll come back here to the left side wing. 6:20 remaining in quarter number 1. 3-0 Zephyrs over North Tartan. And again, possession here for Mahtomedi as they are dominating here in this 2-man-up situation.
And really, this is something so different than what we would see in hockey in a 5-on-3 power play, is where the team with the least amount of players, they're buried with their own defensive end. And here, Mahtomedi, they're controlling the pace of play while they're 2-man down.
And in fact, the man down situation already expired, and Tartan without a shot on goal on it. And so possession again regained by Mahtomedi in the attacking half. Jack Zell cradling here to the near side, got it further again for Levi Lemke out of the penalty area. Lemke working with a move around Leo Milan. Beautiful run into the slot, and he scores again. 2 on the night for number 2. Levi Lemke, and the Zephyrs have the 4-0 lead.
And you mentioned Lemke, he's 2 for 2 now in shot to goal conversion. And he just made a nice cut to the right-hand side, and he found a bunch of open space in the middle. The Tartan defense just couldn't collapse on him quick enough.
So Levi Lemke, the senior attacker for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs with 18 goals on the season now. That's 23 points for these Mahtomedi Zephyrs, and they lead early 4-0, 5:34 remaining here in quarter number 1. On the other side, though, for the Tartan Titans, and say it again, North Tartan, the cooperative team there, a two-man up situation that just went by the wayside.
And they had possession for, I'd say, the first 15, 20 seconds, and then it was one stick check and it all collapsed. And then next thing you know, I want to say it was Levi Lemke just ran down to the other corner of the field and just kind of sat there.
North Tartan regains possession here. Blake Tacito fed further up ahead now into the chance. Brody Laska on a ground ball back off to the far side. Racing for it. First to it, Dom Livingston for the Zephyrs. He scoops it up there. And lost possession on a great stick check. Beautiful collision there off to the far side from Brandon Moreland. Ball can be cradled here. Looking for possession. I believe Tartan North has it. No, it's a ground ball once more. Scooped up by Brandon Moreland as he works his way back into the middle. Bothered by the LSM for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs as they'll continue to work for it back again. Another ground ball. Whistle blows. Laundry on the field once more.
And I'm not sure what the call is here. It could be a free play? No.
We'll have a 30-second technical here to a push, and I think this will be another man-up situation as Pete Moosbrugger looking for an explanation on the near side sideline.
And I can understand his frustration. It was just a mass of bodies, or a plethora of bodies on the far side of the pitch. And not a whole lot was going on. And now you find yourself once again down a man.
So Dominic Rohrer to a knee for the 30-second technical. Possession here by Tartan. Jacob Schwinghammer working back into the middle, but a beautiful closeout by the Zephyrs defensively. Recreates a chance back again on another ground ball right outside the edge of the 6-yard circle. Reset again here near side. Whistle blows again. We're going to have a timeout Mahtomedi as Pete Moosbrugger does not like those chances. This is the first timeout taken here by the Zephyrs. 4-0 Mahtomedi leads, 4:23 remaining. And on that man-up situation for Tartan, again, more real good looks just outside the edge of the crease.
And on that situation there, they had a player up top. They passed it to the person, you could say the slot. And Mahtomedi just immediately, all 6 players just collapsed onto. And then nothing, the player had nothing to do. There was nowhere for him to go.
Well, we'll take a look again at the standings here out of the Metro East Conference. Again, early in the season by all means, but currently Mahtomedi right where they like to be, top of the Metro East, 2-1 record, 3-2 overall, and currently at the bottom with just 3 games played coming in today. Tartan and North, the cooperative team, 0-2 with 0-3 overall. But again, we talked about in our open, Earnhardt, the closeness for Tartan North. 2 of their 3 losses by just 1 goal apiece.
And exactly, they could have completely gone the other way. They could be a 2-1 team, and this could be a completely different story coming into this game.
If you're looking to volunteer with Suburban Community Channel's TV 19, there's a couple of ways you can get in contact with us. We are looking for camera operators, board operators, play-by-play talent, color commentary talent, any way, like Earnhardt certainly reached out and got a hold of us and is able to join us on the broadcast. You can do so by a number of ways. You can send Arlen Becker an email, arlen@scctv.org, or you can give Arlen a call as well at a phone number soon to be provided on the lower third left-hand side of your screen. 651 is the area code. However, the rest of the number remains unknown to me as of this time. There it is, 651-747-3821 is the best way to get a hold of us and operate some camera, like our wonderful camera operators tonight, Ian Felix and Richard Curry up top. David Schuyler, Arlen Becker are in the truck on this beautiful Wednesday evening here in late April. Out of the timeout, Zephyrs will have possession on the far side as Jack Meyer, the defender junior, will take possession. And with the whistle of the official, we will resume here for the first quarter at some point. It's a unique sport, too, in that unlike soccer or other things that are played similarly here, the on-the-fly change, which works so well in hockey, certainly has an impact, too, here in both boys and girls lacrosse.
Yes, where it is, the rule is you can only have 6 players on a side. And so it's really down for those midfielders to go up and down the length of the field, and really for those attackers and defensemen not to cross the midfield line. Otherwise, you will get called for an infraction.
Possession here by Mahtomedi in the attacking third. 3:53 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Again, 4 quarters of 12 minutes. Shot from a long ways out from Charpentier as he's denied in the high slot. Possession regained by Mahtomedi. Yeah, one of the advantages, too, of having that setup where your last player back is the one closest to the goal line. And so you'll see teams leave a player behind the goal pretty frequently. As a chance here, skipped shot, good save by Kistner inside the crease. And he'll recover it for his first save of the evening.
I think that first save is huge for Kistner. I wanted to mention earlier on that he was having trouble with his rebounds and just collecting the ball and not having to bounce off him and back to a Zephyr defender. So for that first one, this could start for him to get into his zone, you could say.
Back with possession on the attacking side of midfield. The Tartan North Cooperative will work again. Laska sent further along now for Brendan Moreland. Reset again. Beautiful spin move in front. Great save out in front by Caden Donahue. Beautiful run out in front for Breck Putzier, but Donahue says no.
Donahue, that was a good stop on the fly. Quick movement.
A ball, the shot faked by Levi Lemke. I thought it hit out in front off the shins of Carter Ekstrom, but instead back out. Zephyrs with possession again on a quick counter attack. Now working their way back on end on the right side. Jackson Johnson with possession again as a reset. Once again, Owen Knapp. Spun back here to the near side again where it can be reset for Mitch Lorenz. Lorenz working around the screen of Jack Zell. Reset again, shot, score, high slot, beautiful chance, Mitch Lorenz, and 5-0 the Zephyrs lead.
And that was great movement there by Mitch Lorenz as he used the Tartan defender as a screen for the goaltender, something we're very familiar to see in hockey. And the screen, it's so viable. And just like that, Tartan, they find themselves up 5-0 here only in the first.
Owen Colshaw-Klein on the pressure. Looked pretty good, but again, when you have shooters like what the Zephyrs have, and again, senior, junior leadership, the difference here. On the face-off. Scrum for the ball as they try to free it again. Here the collision, still battling for it, still on the ground between the crosses of the two players, still battling for it, kicked for it now, and now it's freed back again on the ground in the defensive half for Tartan, as now going back again on the ground, ball set by Wesley Mandler. The possession again for the Zephyrs. Sharpens here. Resetting on the right side corner as he'll reset, has Laska here near side, throws it to him as it's Lemke rather. As Lemke gaining possession, trying to work for a move, going around Carter Ekstrom here as the switch is on once again. Lemke back once more as the Zephyrs reset. Magnuson put on the ground. Scooped up there again back on the far side. A chance now again, Connor Peltier. 1:34 remaining, out of bounds. It'll be Tartan ball. 1:33 and counting, 5-0. The Zephyrs lead. Goals so far, 2 from Levi Lemke and a goal apiece from Knapp, Charpentier, and Mitch Lorenz. As Tartan North onto the near side. Putzier working around, a soft screen set by Colshaw-Klein. Working back and denied with a beautiful check, but no, say the officials, as a pair of flags are out. This will be a delayed penalty call, and the Titans will have possession once again. Bo Strecker working back here, put on the ground, taken away by the Zephyrs, so the whistle will blow. And another man-up situation for North Tartan, as this is one they need to capitalize on.
As I think third time has to be the charm here, and for the Zephyrs, I don't want to say they're playing undisciplined. It would just be a little too over-aggressive at times, and it always seems to be on their own defensive side rather than the attacking side. One
of the LSM for the Zephyrs, Jack Meyer, will take a knee as the flags will get picked up. I didn't see if it was a technical or 1 minute, so we'll see how long he's on the ground for. A possession again for the North Tartan on the far side. Moreland to restart. This is the third look with a man-up situation here in the first quarter for North Tartan. They have yet to get a shot on goal, but perhaps this is the time they can. Possession here now, Brody Laska. Back again for Putzier. Shot on, good save, beautiful chance, but the rebound kicked out off the official, and it's reset again once more for Putzier. Putzier with possession behind, try to go out in front a little bit too far. It'll race here to the near side, and it'll be out on for the Zephyrs as they'll gain possession. And again, another good chance on that one for North Tartan, but just could not get it past the goaltender, Caden Donahue.
And Schwingenhammer, the player who had that shot, that was a phenomenal shot, but he just didn't get it out quick enough. And again, the Zephyr defense just collapsed upon them and closed out those shooting lanes.
Ball was out of bounds on a check as Drew Bookmeyer was sent to the ground. Have the official come here to the near side. They'll converse with each other and look for explanations here. The lone score so far by the Star Tribune Lacrosse Hub, Shakopee 8, Lakeville North. Final in overtime. The lone score so far today. Otherwise in Section 4, Eastridge, Stillwater, Hill Murray, Henry Sibley, and Mounds View Park of Cottage Grove. The only other Section 4 contests this evening. Rochester Century and St. Paul, I believe, is Section 4 as well. So the conversation, again, from Pete Moosbrugger and this officiating crew continues. There's 30.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 5-0. The Zephyrs leading over Tartan North with Earnhardt Jaworski, Alex Westad here. At the top of George Smith Field, you can find Earnhardt on Twitter at Turney Ernie. You can find me on Twitter at Alex Westad. Out of the timeout and play continues. Bookmeyer onto the far side, goes for Charpentier. Charpentier still trying to work his way back in the middle with one goal tonight. Charpentier creating some space. Charpentier again to the high slot, trying to work around the LSM. Wendorf back the other way, shot on in the padding there and past the goaltender McGuire Kistner, and 6-0 the Zephyrs lead.
And Charpentier again, like you said, he made space for himself. He was able to just bob and weave, spin around, and he found a shooting lane, and he just rips one.
Well, at first glance, too, I thought that Kistner had this, but no, just a sharp shot right there on the wrong side there for Kistner, and the Zephyrs with a 6-0 lead. On the face-off here, 10.3 remaining in this first quarter. Battling for it, still scrumming for it. These face-off techniques for both of these teams have been phenomenal tonight. Whistle will blow, 2.4 seconds remaining. And when you have that face-off, it's such a battle of position and strength that as spectators here, as this first quarter will expire with a 6-0 lead for Mahtomedi, that opening face-off is one of the most difficult things to do across all sports, but specifically here in lacrosse when you have to use that body so well.
It's not, and really you're almost in like a prone position when you're going after it, and just one little flinch will cause the other team to get possession.
So 6-0 after the first quarter of play. The offense started early for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. As their scoring summary so far, a pair for Levi Lemke, a pair for E.J. Charpentier, and then a goal apiece for Owen Knapp and Mitch Lorenz. And really it's been possession in the attacking third for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, and the big thing, no wasted possessions.
Absolutely no wasted possessions. It was the real issue that Tartan North is having right now is they get maybe 1-2 shooting attempts per possession, and then the Zephyrs go the other way and counterattack, and what seems like most likely end up putting it in the back of the net.
Now again, as you see here, the big thing that you did, and this is across all sports too, if you create space, there's going to be fantastic chances on your end. And that's exactly, really, what the Zephyrs have done so far tonight.
And they have the players to do it. Levi Lemke, Owen Knapp, E.J. Charpentier. They're able to create space for themselves, and they use it for themselves and their teammates.
We'll say hello to Nicodemus Anderson watching on Facebook, a regular contributor to all things Suburban Community Channels. As again, the Zephyrs with a 6-0 lead. Just 2 minutes in between the quarters here, so we'll get back to play very shortly. And Earnhardt, for the Tartan North Cooperative, who had 3 man-up situations in that first quarter, what did they need to do to get onto the scoreboard and draw this game closer?
I think they got to change up their attacks on their man-up offense, because what they're really doing is they're dropping to the person in the middle, and they try to get a shot off in time, but they can't because the Zephyr defense collapses on them. So maybe you get some horizontal cuts going through the field, try to open up some space, open up shooting lanes. Once again, opening up space, something I've talked about all night long, because right now, for North Tartan, it isn't there.
We'll be seeing these teams again regularly over the course of the next month as we take a look again. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs, a home afternoon contest against the Chanhassen Storm. Then 3 road contests, Hill Murray, Wayzata, and at White Bear Lake in the battle for the anchor. That one will be here for you on Suburban Community Channels TV 19. May 12th versus the Hastings Raiders, and then at Rosemont. For a team in Mahtomedi that does so well here at home, those road games are going to be the defining point of their season.
Yes, and of course I'm going to bring up the Hill Murray game. In years past, Hill Murray hasn't been one of the strongest lacrosse teams, but this year they have something special going. I believe they're 2-1 on the season. I believe sometime last weekend they went up to defeat Proctor Hermantown. I think it was an 11-1 game, something like that. So for the Zephyrs, they're going to be playing on the road, and I'll be honest, it doesn't look like it's going to be easy.
Face-off infraction, so Tartan will have possession here as we start the second quarter. Again, our next broadcast will be May the 3rd, next Monday, right here at George Smith Field, as the Mahtomedi Zephyrs and Hill Murray Pioneers will oppose each other in girls lacrosse. That's our next broadcast. Of course, we'll get to our broadcast schedule and upcoming games in the very near future. And of course, we hope to see you next Monday. So Tartan North with possession back again on the attacking side of their midfield line, working his way in. Putzier around the 6-yard area. Shot from a long ways out. This wide to the left, and the goaltender, Caden Donahue, will be the one closest to it. So possession for the Zephyrs. Yeah, we talk about, too, you mentioned a wasted possession. Even that, real good look out in the high slot. Not so much of a wasted, but you got to start putting those shots on Donahue.
And this time, Tartan, they did do something different. Instead of going high-low, they went low-high. But again, Alaska, he couldn't get the shot off in time, and it ended up getting deflected going wide.
As on a beautiful move there, Jackson Johnson dekes Breck Putzier out of his shoes and scores. I think it was Lemke who had the cross on it. 7-0, Mahtomedi.
And Lemke, he's going to score from what we would call a low percentage angle here. And he just rips it top shelf where Mom hides the cookies. And really, that's kind of been his go-to spot all night long.
And again, for Kistner, too, no real chance that one traffic out in front. As Lemke now with his third of the evening. And with 11-11 remaining here in the second quarter, the Zephyrs with a 7-0 lead. And again, we go back to the last 13 matchups with these two schools. Mahtomedi has had the distinct advantage over both, 12-1 in the last 13 combined times that these two teams have met. Zephyrs with possession back again on their attacking third. Charpentier from his spot on the right side corner. He'll work back in as the Zephyrs will send new bodies and start to roll their lineup and roster behind their attacking core. Here's Levi Lemke. Goes back again to the near side for Mitch Lorenz. Spun all the way back, way out for Jack Zell midfield. Jackson Johnson now. Johnson trying to work around Leo Milan. Johnson, a shot, good save by Kistner as he tried to go for the 5-hole, and Kistner able to put his cross between his legs and stop that shot.
Well, that was the first shot in a while that Kistner has had that it was on the low side rather than on the high side, where it seems like he's been very weak this evening. So maybe for the Zephyrs, they're going to switch up their shooting style and continue to go high side.
Ball coming here near the out-of-bounds line. It'll roll perfectly on it and scooped up. Perfect raid there by the senior Putzier back in the attacking side. Possession again for Putzier as he has it. He'll carry it back again in the attacking third. Putzier working his way back to the midfield. Double teamed by a couple of Zephyrs. Cuts back again to the near side. Putzier working with a shot. Fires it way well and out of play. It'll be out of bounds. Zephyr ball. And again, Putzier, a really good move, but something happened on that shot because it flailed way out of position.
I think he just had too early of a release there, and the ball got away from him and went to the wayside. And it looks like we're going to have a possession change here, yes.
So the Zephyrs will maintain position. The LSM, Dominic Rohr with it now. And again, that LSM, long stick midfielder, has the advantage, a little bit more torque and a little bit more pass and ability to catch the ball, so instrumental to a team's attack.
Yes, and really he takes up more space in the air, whether it be blocking shots, reaching out to get a stick check, try to poke the ball free. But yeah, the LSMs are so key to a team's success.
Possession again for Tartan North as they'll replay here again. 9:27 and counting, second quarter, 7-0. The Zephyrs lead. Levi Lemke leads all Zephyr goal scorers with 3 so far on the evening. E.J. Charpentier with 2, and Owen Knapp and Mitch Lorenz with a goal apiece. Back onto the ground. Zephyrs with possession back again as they'll take it back into their own defensive side. Caden Donahue steps out of his crease now to play the ball a little bit further. Donahue goes side up to LSM at midfield as it's gotten down and then gunned down once more again by Jackson Majors as the junior varsity players starting to come out now here from Mahtomedi. Possession, E.J. Charpentier. Works it back all the way into the top of the slot. Good stutter step and a score. What a chance. Wide open top slot. Oscar Magnuson. 8-0 by the 8th grader's hand.
And Magnuson really, he had one man on him, and the defender wasn't able to do a whole lot. Because like you said, Magnuson, he had that little stutter step, made the defenseman move, made open space for himself. And he goes low side, picks the corner. And really with lacrosse, that's really where you're shooting for.
So the 8-0 score now, 8:48 remaining here in the second quarter. As we take a look again, we've made mention and made reference to the last 10 matchups between these two teams. For Mahtomedi against the North St. Paul Polars, the matchup there, the last time that they played was an 18-0 decision back on the 25th of April 2019. But the last lopsided decision against Tartan at 21-0 in the section quarterfinals back in 2018. The one lopsided result here is another chance past Kistner's shot and stick and wide, out of bounds. Zephyrs possession again.
And you mentioned previous games, only once in the last 12 games that these teams have played, only once has Mahtomedi scored less than 10 goals.
On a chance there, Charpentier tried the top left corner on the goaltender Kistner and missed. But possession again, due to the Zephyrs being closer as the ball went out of bounds, maintained for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Levi Lemke, with 3 goals on the night, working his way back in, tried to feed Owen Knapp out in front as a ground ball scooped up again by Oscar Magnuson. Magnuson goes off the stick of Eric Granick and then back again to the near side where the Zephyrs will retain possession as a ground ball was scooped up by Owen Knapp. Charpentier on a defensive play, trying to work around again as they'll reset the defense. Here's Charpentier working around, a stick check delivered there by Carter Ekstrom back to the high slot. Kistner had it go wide past him. It'll roll out of bounds, and this time the Zephyrs maintain possession still.
On the Zephyrs, they had more movement with their attackers on the near side. I believe it was Eric Granick who was just kind of running in circles, making space for himself, getting in shooting lanes for shooting opportunity. But when you have a player like EJ Charpentier, he knows he can make goals, he knows he can win games, and that's what he was trying to do there.
Off the Wesley Mandler turnover forced by Tartan North. Ball on the ground back on the defensive side for Mahtomedi. Still battling for it as a number of players collide. And looking again for clear possession to be delivered by one of these teams as another ground ball. Putzero with a good body play there to take possession and use that body well as it's taken back again to the attacking side. The ball sent onto the ground. It will all the way back. Beautiful save made by Nolan Flom at midfield. And the Titans can maintain possession once again. Flom all the way onto the far side where it's reset again by Brody Laska. Brody Laska will have to try to work around the defense of Jake Hone. As again, Laska avoiding a couple of stick checks by Hone back into the top of the slot, blocked out in front by one of the Zephyrs. I think Todd McDonald got the leg on it as the North Tartan Co-op can regain possession out of bounds, and it'll be another Zephyr ball.
Again, another wasted possession there by Tartan, where it looked like they could get something going, but again, the Zephyrs, they're so good at just pushing the attackers high with the ball and really just putting them out of a shooting opportunity.
So Mahtomedi with possession again in the attacking half. 6:21 remaining here, second quarter, 8-0. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead over Tartan North. Again, a cooperative team. If you're joining us late, that was formed really within the last week before the season started, way back in early April. And again, I think a good decision for both of these schools, as there's a lot of talent on this roster that was combined together. They just have to find a way to build that chemistry on the field.
Yep, and it's difficult for a co-op team because you're not going to school with these guys every day. Whether, like, if you're from Mahtomedi, these guys are in class every day. You see them in the hallways, you hang out with them at lunch after school.
Oh, nasty shot. EJ Charpentier came to a full stop and lifted it top corner on the goaltender McGuire Kistner. It's 9-0 Zephyrs. And I think to get back to your point, Earnhardt, that's exactly where knowing what your teammates' tendencies are worked well for Charpentier on that chance.
Replay here. Oh,
nasty.
Gorgeous shot. And it looks like the defense there, it looks like they tried to switch, but there might have been a little bit of a pick play for Charpentier to get space. And he gets his 18th goal of the season. And we're not even at halftime yet.
So 9-0, Mahtomedi out in front. Again, one of the top expected teams in Section 4 this year. Stillwater will certainly be in the conversation in their own right. White Bear Lake, again, had to take a COVID pause for 2 weeks. They'll be back in action Saturday morning against the Forest Lake Rangers, a 10:30 a.m. start time scheduled for their next contest. But again, Mahtomedi certainly looks to be in the conversation again in Section 4.
Absolutely, and I don't know off the top of my head what Mahtomedi's record is at the state tournament, where there is only one class for boys and girls. So it is interesting to see when you have teams like Mahtomedi going against the Eden Prairies, the Minnetonkas. You have some of the biggest schools in the state going against some of the smaller schools in the state, but these small schools can't compete.
Possession again for Mahtomedi. As we'll try to work around Jackson Johnson, one of the best names in boys lacrosse I've ever seen, if you ask me. And a beautiful check delivered there by Charpentier, forces the ground ball. It's out of bounds, and it will be possession here for Mahtomedi. As delivering the check, E.J. Charpentier on Leo Milan gives the Zephyrs possession. Charpentier goes here once again for Johnson. And then all the way back to the top midfield area where it can be reset once more here by the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Charpentier, fluttered pass, put on the ground. Be scooped up again by Lemke on that far side. Lemke again with 3 goals on the night, working his way out in front. Lemke backhand tried, and Charpentier able to get up the rebound. He tried to go almost no look behind the back, but couldn't get that shot to fall. As it's scooped up again by North Tartan behind their own net, and a chance back again the other way as they try to restart. And now finally the LSM on the field. Tori Griscalns able to carry the ball further up. Long pass up ahead. Was looking for an intended receiver somewhere out in front, Justin Spanbauer and Breck Poltzier, but the ball out of bounds, and possession will be maintained by Mahtomedi. And again for Tartan and North, even just looking to start that breakout out of the midfield areas, just a little bit forced on that long pass.
It's really, like you said, forcing something that isn't there. And really, like we mentioned earlier, the chemistry and the synergy that North Tartan has really isn't there yet. Yeah, they've had 2 one-goal losses, but when you're going up against a team like Mahtomedi, you're not going to find that success right away.
Well, and Earnhardt, you and I are both hockey guys, and we both know that. There's nothing wrong with continuing to move your feet and creating that space. As the ball out of bounds again.
And really, if you looked at the Tartan defense rate before this turnover here, they were all very spread out. There was maybe a 10-yard circle in the middle of right in front of the net, where nobody was. And what Mahtomedi is doing, they're running around the net, cutting into that open space, and that is where they're shooting the ball.
Ground ball there was intended further up ahead for Darren Tevet. It can be scooped up again by the Zephyrs on the ground ball, and they'll take it back again in the attacking third. 2:46 remaining here, second quarter, 9-0 the Zephyrs lead, and they've been the dominant force here on this Wednesday evening. With possession, Charpentier trying to work around the stick check there, delivered by Gris Collins, and it can be taken again as it goes at goal. Wow, totally lost sight of that one, but E.J. Charpentier on the board again, 10-0 Mahtomedi.
I want to say Charpentier went near side in between the defender and the post. I for sure thought Kistner was going to stop that one.
Well, as we take a look at it here, just a stutter step, and then
whatever that is, and then
wow. Beautiful chance. And again, you feel bad for the goaltender, McGuire Kistner. Is now E.J. Charpentier with 5 goals on the evening. Half of the goals the Mahtomedi Zephyrs have scored tonight. And again, showing a very large reason why he's playing D2.
Exactly. And with Mahtomedi and how successful they've been in years prior, it's all about development.
Off the face-off possession here, scoop. Big check on the stick delivered by Jacob Schwinghammer. Now the Tartan North co-op can take it back again to the attacking third. Again, looking for that goal and looking for that positive possession. Schwinghammer takes it himself. Beautiful save as dropping to a knee. There was Caden Donahue scooped up in the slot, still looking for possession. Over the top, missed wide to the right. Possession again gotten to by Tartan North by Moreland. Moreland working his way on in, shot, and did he score? He did, as a North Tartan co-op is on the board. Brandon Moreland with a beautiful run, and it's 10-1.
And finally, we see a great possession there by Tartan. Granted, it wasn't a pretty one, as there was a mad scramble in front of the net for a solid 10-15 seconds. And then the ball popped free behind the net, and Moreland just cuts in. Looks like Donahue looking like the shot was going to go high. Beat him, you could say, at elbow length, really, or elbow height.
Well, it's one of the intricacies of lacrosse is that all that you have as a goaltender really is the gloves in your hand and then your cross. And when you get off that exactly, and when you get off that post, it's so tough to come back and cover that angle. As again, Mahtomedi quickly off the face-off will regain possession here. Minute 40 now remaining here in the second quarter. 10-1 Zephyrs lead. Off of the on-the-fly change, Mitch Lorenz work back here again to the top of the slot. He's got one goal tonight, all the way about 30 yards out, and he'll go back again to the far side. Levi Lemke gaining possession, a soft zone being played here by Tartan North, as Lemke working his way back inside. Winder shot in the goal. 11-1 Mahtomedi.
And a quick answer by the Zephyrs and Levi Lemke. Really a high rising shot there, rather than what we see the cross go high to low. This one kind of just went low to high.
He just pulls that base part of that stick in and just adds that extra oomph to that shot.
It amazes me how much speed these players can get on the ball in lacrosse.
Well, and as far as the outdoor sports too, where the wind plays a factor, lacrosse is probably the one where it has no impact on the ball.
Correct, because that, if you've ever held a lacrosse ball, they weigh a good amount. They're much heavier than a hockey puck, you could say. And if you get hit, they'll leave a big bruise.
We have a whistle that'll blow timeout. Mahtomedi, they'll take their second with 1:08 remaining here in the second quarter, first half, if you will, and an 11-1 lead for these Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Again, 4 goals from Levi Lemke, 5 goals from E.J. Charpentier. And the stars of the show for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs have been the pace to their offense tonight, and they look to be cruising certainly to a victory.
And really, what we've seen from the depth with what we have for stats, it shows they have 3, 4, 5 players even that can put the ball in the back of the net consistently game after game, multiple times per game. And really for Tartan, like we said, they only have, really their one guy is Peltier. And again, it's just depth.
Taking a look again at our upcoming schedule for SCC Sports, we mentioned already we'll be back here on Monday. Mahtomedi and Hill Murray in girls lacrosse next Wednesday, 1 week from today. Tartan and Simley down the road at Tartan Stadium. Then the big one, White Bear Lake Mahtomedi at South Campus, coming up on Monday, May the 10th. On May 13th, Tartan and St. Paul, that co-op from Tartan Stadium at 7 p.m. And on the 21st, rounding out our regular season coverage, White Bear Lake and Tartan from South Campus in girls lacrosse on the 21st. That one is 7 as well. And of course, you can find all of our stream information on youtube.com/Suburban Community Channels or facebook.com/Suburban Community Channels as well. And of course, as we are a truck-based shoot, all of our broadcasts are dependent on the weather. 1:08 remaining here in the second half. 11-1 Zephyrs lead. Earnhardt Jaworski with myself, Alex Westad, and again our entire SCC production crew on a beautiful night here in Mahtomedi. Taking a look at the huddle for the North Tartan players. Again, down 11-1. I asked you this, Earnhardt, at the end of the first quarter. What's your message here at the end of the second?
End of the second, I'd say really build on what you've had already. They've changed up their offense. They're starting going low to high to get those shots. It's starting to work out. They're getting more shooting opportunities. Granted, yet they're not going on net, but you're getting good opportunities. You're building confidence as a team, as players. And confidence is such a key factor when you're facing a deficit like this.
Out of the timeout, Zephyrs will maintain possession on the attacking third, leading 11-1. Levi Lemke working back to the near side, looks out in front, tries to go on the shot, but denied in the slot by Kistner. Beautiful save by the sophomore McGuire Kistner as North Tartan looks to restart once again. Carter Ekstrom. Ekstrom gaining the attacking line. Tries to put it forward to further up ahead, but a ground ball can be scooped up again by Mahtomedi. Jack Roerich able to carry it back away, and then further up ahead now is again Mahtomedi starting to put the JV roster onto the field a little bit. Schwinghammer picks it back up on a ground ball, trying to evade a check on the far side by Isaac Wendorf. Still battling with it now again. Here's Schwinghammer. Schwinghammer and Wendorf going head to head. Puts back down and low further once again. It can be skipped further here now by Brody Laska. Schwinghammer once more. 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. Back to the top of the key. Putzier working his way on in, trying to go around. Beautiful chance as he knocked Wendorf to the turf. Out of bounds. Possession again for Tartan North, but just 0.7 seconds remaining. So not much to do of it here once that clock starts, as the abbreviated horn, the air horn almost, if you will, signals an end to a high-flying Zephyr first half, where 11 goals were scored, and the Zephyrs really carrying the better of play through the first 24.
And really, it's kind of what we predicted. It's what we saw in the little bit of the JV game prior to this one, where it was just a possession-heavy game for the Zephyrs.
11-1 our score at the half here on Suburban Community Channels. We'll be back in a few moments after some words of wisdom for you here on your home for Mahtomedi Zephyr and Tartan Titan Boys Lacrosse.
There is a road laid out for me.
Boxes everywhere. And this is gonna be Addie's room.
I am blind,
You're really gonna like it. I hope so. Yeah.
I know this road is there for me. There is a long way.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
The way it's down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
I got this.
I know this road is there for me.
Okay.
If I'm really free, take me down to the river and wash me.
What's more dangerous? A man who isn't afraid of death, or one who's found everything to live for? I asked him if he was proud of me. He emphatically said yes, as he laid his pecan-colored head on my chest, and I went through my mind 1,000 times to figure out what that could possibly mean, and every single example ended in motivation for me. So you may not be afraid to die, but I'm more afraid to let them down. And I found something to live for, which is a dangerous motive forever fueled. See, your thoughts may be involuntary, but my actions are very calculated. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. My sons ain't raised by no coward, and they won't be one either. If this be the measure of a man, the yardstick gonna need way more meters. I take it too far, so they never come.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
You pledged your life to serve, to make our country stronger, safer, more free, more equal. You worked tirelessly, made sacrifices, missed first steps and birthdays, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the setbacks endured. We see lessons applied and passion driving you upward and forward. We don't see all the masks you wear, but we hope you can set some aside. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your past, your fears, or your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see hope, a path forward, a future. We see all veterans. We see you. An opportunity to help you achieve a new mission, whatever that may be. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
At halftime, the Zephyr offense has been prolific and scoring at a high pace as they lead Tartan North by a score of 11-1. With Earnhardt Jaworski, Alex Westad with you here. And Earnhardt, this matchup on paper is exactly what's been playing out here on the field as the Zephyrs have had the ball for the majority of the time and have really been running away with this one.
And the big thing to the Zephyrs' success is the way they make open space for each other. They give themselves shooting lanes, and boy, do they capitalize.
As you see there, 6 goals in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter for Mahtomedi, 1 goal in the second quarter for Tartan North as well. Again, a cooperative program this year. But again, it's the senior leadership for this team. Levi Lemke and E.J. Charpentier, both with 4 goals apiece. They started early and consistent goal scoring throughout the first 24 minutes of play.
And the big keys, another big key to the success was was the Zephyr defense and how they would collapse on to North Tartan and just completely shut their offense down.
On the other side for North Tartan, they did have offensive possessions in man-up situations. In one case to start real early, a 2-man-up situation for a minute, but they just haven't gotten those quality chances that lead to a win. And they haven't been able to put good chances, really, on Caden Donahue.
And a lot from what I've seen tonight, it's the simple things. It's not dropping passes, what we've seen a lot from Tartan tonight. Whereas if you look at Mahtomedi, those passes are cross to cross. They're not hitting the ground often, and that's what allows them to keep the ball moving.
Again, 18 games in boys lacrosse as you take a look at the first half stats, and again, very much indicative of what we've expected. 11-1 the score, 15-4 shots on goal favoring Mahtomedi. 2 Zephyrs with 4 goals apiece. Again, those the seniors Levi Lemke and E.J. Charpentier. Moreland, the lone Tartan North goal. And again, that's kind of how we expected things to play out, and perhaps the Tartan North team can pull it in a little bit closer over the course of the next 24 minutes.
I mean, they got one, which it's always, you got to take it 1 goal at a time, really 1 possession at a time, and not having a 0 on the scoreboard it's a little bit of a relief, where you're like, okay, we're on the board, we can get things rolling here, whether if you got that goose egg on the board, you're not stagnated, and you're not stagnated, and you're able to, you're not hanging your heads low, which was a big thing that I saw from Tartan when they came out of timeouts. Was their heads are down, they're not feeling it, but right after they got that goal, that chin was a little bit higher. So here at halftime, we'll have to see what the mood is like when they're back on the field.
One other score to report from you from across the state, an upset as number 9 Lakeville South has fallen to the Jaguars of Bloomington Jefferson by a final of 11-5. So some shakeups in the top 25. Again, you see here the Tartan North boys lacrosse schedule and their upcoming games. Gets a little bit easier. That St. Thomas Academy matchup, that Hill Murray matchup, a little bit
not looking forward to
upcoming. That. But after that, St. Paul, Duluth, Woodbury, Rochester Century. So your schedule does get a little bit easier. And for this team, we know that they are able to keep it close within games. It's just where do they find that first number in the left column?
Yep, it's really just kind of who they're playing up against. I think it was the Minneapolis game and the Hastings game. Those are winnable games where you look at Mahtomedi, St. Thomas, Hill Murray. Those are going to be some difficult games. We'll have to see if they can eke out a win, but then, like you said, later in the season, your schedule gets a little bit easier, and maybe that's where you can build some momentum going into section playoffs.
Well, again, for the section playoffs here in Section 4, there'll be a number of teams that, again, they're used to seeing White Bear Lake out of Section 4. Stillwater, Irondale, Mounds View, I think Roseville's in there too. So a lot of these teams are going to be remarkably similar in appearance when it comes time for that section tournament. And it would not be a major surprise to see Tartan North and Mahtomedi going head-to-head again in those section playoffs.
Absolutely, and again, just comes down to seeding, and again, it could come down to COVID as well, where it be like we saw with the state tournament this year in hockey. A couple of positive tests can completely take a team out.
Well, and hopefully, again, as we're outside and vaccination rates continue, hopefully the need for such a postponement will dissipate as time goes by, and hopefully we won't have to worry about that anytime again in the near future. Again, Earnhardt Jaworski, Alex Westhead with you here from George Smith Field and the home of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. A change in goal with the 11-1 score currently being reported as sophomore Tommy Peer now stand between the pipes for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, again giving way from Caden Donahue, who got the first 24 minutes of play. Performed admirably, had a couple of strong saves in there, just gave up the one goal to Brandon Moreland as the Zephyrs take this 11-1 lead coming up here in the half. So, midfield, the ball has been put down, face-off is underway, and it can be scooped up again here by Mahtomedi as they regain possession again quickly off the opening draw. Great face-off win by the Junior Varsity Zephyrs as they work back again into the attacking side as it goes back once more again for Owen Knapp, back again right wing. Knapp further down and low for Charpentier. Again, Charpentier and Lemke with 4 goals apiece. And Lemke with possession now here on the near side. Respins to the left, Mitch Lorentz. Lorentz navigating the offense, trying to set a run in front there for Wendorf. Will take it back himself to the slot. Lorentz, Wendorf, just outside the 18 area, working his way in, trying a shot wide past Kistner. It'll go out of bounds, and possession will be maintained here by Mahtomedi. So again, fresh start here into the second half, and another really strong look for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs.
A strong look by Mahtomedi, and I want to say a strong look on defense right there for North Tartan. They were able to just get in the way, really, and we see more of that here.
Spun all the way back down again, Charpentier. Charpentier will work his way around, has Lemke out in front just outside of the blue crease, working his way back in front, was looking for a redirection, but batted back on the ground, or can be scooped up again on this ground ball here by Owen Knapp. Here's Knapp. Nice little stutter step move, will reset back all the way back to midfield once more here for Jack Zell for the junior as the Zephyrs continue to roll their lines. Zell with a side-arming shot goes all the way out of bounds, and possession maintained by Mahtomedi once more. So 2 possessions, really, 2 good chances for the Zephyrs as they maintain possession once more. Mitch Lorentz with a goal tonight, navigating the offense, sends all the way back out again midfield for Jack Zell. Zell trying to work around Schwinghammer, will go back out to the right side, working his way in front. Beautiful pass on the ground. Levi Lemke with 5. And the first goal of the second half means it's 12-1 Zephyrs.
And what a great play there by Lemke. I believe that pass was initially a little high. Had to use his athleticism to get up off the ground for that pass. And the bounce shot is gorgeous.
Well, it's that cradling, too. Trying to fake out the goaltender, Kistner, not sure where he goes for it, and then after you cradle so much, you're expecting that shot to be high, and he just skips it down and low. So Lemke's 5th of the game makes it a 12-1 ball game. As the ball will be placed at midfield once again. And Milan will be opposed here by the Zephyrs Tashney. And the ball battled for once again, picked up again, whistle blows. And possession here to the near side, it'll be Tartan North ball. Leo Milan into the attacking third, will reset again off to the far side. Stick check delivered there by Sam Schwartz, as it'll be reset again here back again to the near wing. Owen Colshaw-Klein goes all the way back behind the net here for Breck Putzier. Putzier with possession, trying to work around a stick check there of Jack Meyer. Instead goes onto the ground, scooped up again by Mahtomedi, and they'll reset once again as Dominic Rohrer with some good closeout defense. Livingston intercepted, beautiful read by Colshaw-Klein. And a quick chance on the fast break here for Tartan North. Shot skipped on the ground, out of bounds, behind the goal, and it'll be a possession for Mahtomedi. And a beautiful read by Owen Colshaw-Klein to create the chance, but that shot just a little wide.
Just barely wide, too. He had it lined up, but again, it was really from an awkward angle there, down by the side. Not really in front of the net where you want to be.
There's a flag on the field behind the play. It'll be a man-up situation, the first of the game for the Zephyrs upcoming as soon as Tartan gets possession or the ball hits the ground. Near side again, Levi Lemke. Lemke all the way across, field pass there for Charpentier. Charpentier will reset again as the Zephyrs can take this as long as they'd like. Sam Schwartz. Ball taken again by Connor Peltier. Peltier with possession, skipping his way down to the left side as he continues to create some space. Peltier working around the screen, put the shot on the ground, past Kistner, out of bounds. The whistle will blow. Now we'll get the flag attended to, and we'll see what the bearded official has to say. It'll be a 1 minute call against Tartan. Yep, it'll be a 1 minute. No, it'll be a technical. Okay, he kept putting up the 1, so thought it was a 1 minute. It'll be 11. That's why.
That'll do it.
That would do it. So it'll be a 30-second technical called here against Brandon Moreland, the lone goal scorer for North Tartan, and the first man-up situation of the evening for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Here's Charpentier on the outside edge of the blue, goes all the way back again here as they reset back to the top of the key. Lemke reset once more as they'll go back again for Eric Butke. Shot on there. Charpentier has it blocked out in front. Good save by Kistner. Battled for here by Tartan North. It's going to be taken again by Grace Collins. Has battled for once again on the ground near that out-of-bounds line, maintaining possession. And will be out of bounds. Zephyr ball. Grace Collins doesn't like it. He argues with the official and gets his way. And again, for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, whose offense has been flowing, an uncharacteristically not great look on the man-up situation.
No, not at all, really. They had a ton of movement there, but it was just almost like it was too much and couldn't get anything going. And they ended up coughing up the ball, but now they have it back.
All the way back on the ground ball, back to the defensive side for Tartan North as they try to go here near side. Onside is Brock Peltier on a chance, working his way in, tries a shot, he scores high. Sharp angle chance for Brandon Moreland, and it's 12-2 Mahtomedi.
And Moreland just comes out of what we would call the penalty box and just gets left all alone, completely unaccounted for, and scores on the breakaway.
Well, he just slipped past the entire defense, too. Not like soccer by any means, where you can't be behind the last defender. That's exactly where he was. A beautiful pass, and Moreland able to finish off that chance.
And by the time the pass is in the air, Mahtomedi was completely looking the other way. And Moreland, he had a free 10, 15 yards all to himself.
So 1 goal against on Caden Donahue, 1 goal against now on Tommy Peer, as it's a 10-goal lead now for Mahtomedi. Possession again here picked up by the LSM. Whistle blows as we will have a timeout. Tartan will take it. And like you mentioned in the halftime, Earnhardt, this is a timeout where instead of with your head down, this is one where Kevin Lindahl's Tartan Titans seem to be in a very good spot.
And look at this, and right here at the timeout, players, they got their chins up. They're feeling good. They're like, hey, we can lower the deficit here, stop the bleeding a little bit. And really here now for Mahtomedi, it's like, okay, get it together. We're still up by 10. But that was just a gorgeous shot by Moreland here.
Well, and as a goaltender, too, in lacrosse, it's like in soccer. When you get that one-on-one opportunity, what are you supposed to do except just hope for the best? You can't really come out and challenge because one step's going to fake out a goaltender that way. You just have to guess and hope and pray.
And really, as small as these nets are compared to hockey and soccer, there's still so much space for you to defend. But it's unlike box lacrosse, you don't have any padding.
So there again, the senior, the offense tonight for Tartan North, Brandon Moreland, 2 goals on the evening. That gives him 6 on the season. That ties him now with Jacob Schwinghammer here in the 4th game of the year for Tartan North. Breck Putzier, the leader in goals for Tartan North with 11, and has been held relatively ineffective tonight by the Mahtomedi Zephyrs.
Ineffective, quiet, whatever word you want to use. Putzier just hasn't been able to get anything going. He hasn't been able to get the ball, and even when he does get the ball, it's out towards the edges of the field.
So it'll be Putsier trying to regain possession, restart play. 7:49 remaining here in quarter number 3. The Zephyrs with a 12-2 lead over the Tartan North Co-op. Again, they will not meet in the regular season, perhaps in the Section 4 playoff, as a wraparound check by Levi Lemke forces the ball out of bounds, and the possession will go the way of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Whether it be man-on-man or zone defense, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs have been all over the ball tonight. Possession now again, Mitch Lorenz back into the attacking half. Goes off to the right side wing now, E.J. Charpentier with 4 goals on the evening. As Charpentier will work it all the way back to the far side corner. That's his office, that's where he likes to set up. Charpentier goes to the near side again for Lemke. Lemke spun back midfield area here for Lorenz on the left side wing. Lorenz will walk his way back to the slot, navigating again with some of his teammates, trying to work away. Working on a nice little move there. Gets past Noah Schwinghammer. Will cut it back again all the way once more as they reset this offensive, working around the umbrella here and the attacking third. Chance now in for Owen Knapp. Owen Knapp tried a ground shot as it goes on the ball behind the net. Can be picked up again by Mahtomedi. Reset once more, Jack Zell. Zell, as you see at the middle field area, those 3 players who cannot be on that same side, just anticipating that the ball dribbles over that midcourt line. Reset again, Levi Lemke. As a passing has been crisp here by Mahtomedi in the attacking third on this possession. Zell once more for Lemke. Lemke will have to work around the defense here of Carter Ekstrom. Instead goes back once more here for Isaac Wendorf. Zell all the way back, right wing, Owen Knapp. Knapp again as he tries to navigate, creating some traffic out in front. As Owen Knapp will have to go head-to-head here with Spanbauer. Tries to work in, but denied by Spanbauer. Beautiful defense by the North Tartan player. All the way back again. Lemke, double-teamed, has to slow it back down and reset back to the right side for Zell. Charpentier will have it on the far side of his cross, goes all the way back through the midfield area, high into the air, batted down, and a chance now again for Schwinghammer. Beautiful defense by Tartan North on that possession. They'll turn it quickly into a counterattack now. Schwinghammer puts it in front. Putsier, no good, wide to the left. And another beautiful chance for Tartan North as Putsier just put that on the ground, was trying for that skip shot, but just couldn't put it in the net.
And that was probably the best 90 seconds North Tartan has played all game long. They shut down Mahtomedi 2 or 3 times with their shots. And then they immediately followed it up with a counterattack.
Well, and some really strong defense, too, by Justin Spanbauer, denying Charpentier and Lemke both inside the crease. The LSM now for Mahtomedi can be taken further here by Drew Marchand. All the way back through midfield. Put onto the ground, scooped up again there by Ty Decker as he battles for it. Decker picks it up now off the ground ball. Decker trying to work around Bo Strecker. Is able to get around him. Can take it back again to the far side. Charpentier. Swung back midfield here, Eric Butke. Lemke. Reset again here once more. Magnuson with a goal tonight as an 8th grader. McDonald. Back into the midfield area, or that's Connor Peltier rather. Has possession here now. Eric Granick will set a soft screen back off to the right side again. Now Connor Peltier. Peltier working around as the whistle blows, and a violation is called, possession for Tartan North.
Not sure what the call was there.
Either way, possession goes out of bounds anyway, so it'll be Mahtomedi with possession once more. 4:25 remaining here, third quarter, 12-2. The Zephyrs lead. Eric Granick working back again to the far side, goes all the way out to the right here for Peltier. Peltier working to the right side wing, will work parallel here to the goal line. Peltier trying to battle around Bo Strecker defensively for Tartan North. As Peltier working his way in, Strecker applying some stick checks out in front, beautiful pass, and he scores. Charpentier with 5 on the textbook pass from Connor Peltier. It's 13-2.
And that was just a great one-time backdoor feed. Something we haven't seen from Mahtomedi all night long. We're really just when one player, they get the ball and they rip it. Here we see a quick pass. It finds its way in the back of the net.
Well, and if you're Tartan North 2, Earnhardt, this is indefensible. Not their quality of play, but just how are you supposed to defend that? You can't.
Because I believe it was Anthony Quinn there. He cut down to the near side to stop the person with the ball and left Charpentier all by his lonesome.
It's another quick possession back again in the attacking third. Here's Dom Livingston. Back for Charpentier on the right side wing. Charpentier spun back again behind the net perfectly for Butke. Lemke once more, so he'll come here to the near side. The lead for Mahtomedi is 11. And again, these Zephyrs look to be on their way to another victory in these head-to-head series. Again, this is technically the first time that Tartan North has played Mahtomedi, but combined between the two schools, 12-1 head-to-head in the last 10 years between these two teams. And again, it appears, barring an offensive output, it'll be 13-1 before too long. Back again to the middle. Can be played again here by Jack Zell. Zell with a shot off the top of the crossbar. I thought that might have beaten the goaltender Kistner, but it comes all the way back out.
And really, that was just a quick shot off the crossbar. Everyone was scrambling, trying to find the ball, as it really just popped up high into the air. And Lemke just kind of cradling the ball, not doing a whole lot, and loses possession.
So Lemke coughs it up there. It won't matter, though, as the penalty flag is out, and so Mahtomedi will have another man-up situation here, as this will be the second one of the second half. They did not have a man-up situation in the first half, so this will be their second of the game, as it'll be a slash. 1 minute is the call by the official. And of course, across all sports, we are thankful for these officials putting themselves on the line. It's not easy to be an official, but of course, without the stripes, we don't have to play. So 1 minute man-up situation here for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Again, if you're the Zephyrs, up 13-2, what's your strategy here in this man-up situation?
And really, what I'm expected to see here is to try to get at least everybody to touch the ball before a shot is put on, but it looks like Lemke going to choose otherwise. And really, this is a great opportunity to get those younger players more playing time and gaining experience.
The man-up situation as Leo Milan standing on the near side sideline. As they go back in front, beautiful shot, they score again. Owen Knapp with his second of the evening. And it's now 14-2 Mahtomedi.
Knapp really, he was right in front of the crease there. Really had to work for that one, really in kind of a place where you really got to battle to get a shot on net. And he was able to do that there.
So again, the Zephyrs perfect at home here in this 2021 season. Win number 3 on the way, and again, perfect man-up situation, just sneaks behind the defense and rifles it high past the goaltender McGuire Kistner for the 14th goal of the game for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. And for Mahtomedi, their high watermark on the season for goals came against Henry Sibley on the 19th with 20, and they are 6 shy of the new high on the season, should they be able to get to that with just over a quarter remaining. Possession back again as a ground ball can be scooped up here past through the legs there of Mandler as it's battled for right in the midfield area. Still fighting as it's scrummed for and then onto the ground, picked up again here by who else? Lemke. Lemke will work back in. Charpentier with his stick looking for a pass, instead cuts back. Now it goes to Charpentier, but blocked down beautifully by one of the North Tartan players, but Charpentier picks it up again. E.J. Charpentier, 5 goals on the evening, combined with Levi Lemke's 5 goals on the evening. So 10 of the 14 Mahtomedi goals coming off the sticks of those 2 players. Lemke, beautiful move. Goes back again here. Oscar is knocked down as the ball goes back out of play by Butke, who's able to smother it. No, it did touch the line. I thought it did. Out of bounds, North Tartan possession. But a beautiful first move there by Levi Lemke to create a chance there in the first place.
And again, it's just another move that he has in his arsenal to make space. It wasn't a full spin move. It was just kind of, it was just, you could call it a twist, really. And the defender bit enough on it.
And Schwinghammer takes it down the length of the field all by himself off the whistle. And the senior, Jacob Schwinghammer, gets onto the scoreboard, and it's a 14-3 ball game.
And for Schwinghammer, like you said, worked his way down the field. First goal he's going to get this game. As you see here, fake pass, space up the middle, there wasn't a collapse there by the Zephyrs.
And again, really you said it, not even the collapse, just the stick check. Kind of weak defense by Mahtomedi. And of course, when you're up 14-2, you have that luxury to play back a little bit. But certainly, Schwinghammer all the way in. is able to put that in. So an infraction on the face-off committed by Tartan North as it's taken here by Mahtomedi. And possession resumes here with 1:05 remaining third quarter, 14-3. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead. Again, the Zephyrs will be in action again coming up here on Saturday at 1:30, 3 o'clock start time for the JV and varsity against the Chanhassen Storm is their next opponent. And upcoming for Tartan North, they'll be at Park of Cottage Grove coming up on Monday of next week. Possession again, Lemke here with 41 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Lemke still working back again, taking his time, of course. Now he's going to gather up again as he cradles, looking for a nice little move, working his way back into the high area. Great check delivered by Milan, but the flag is up, and it'll be another man-up situation for the Zephyrs on a check that, at least at first glance, full speed, I thought was pretty well delivered.
Yeah, looking back at it, I think it was a little bit of a blindsided hit. We saw one of those earlier in the game. And I'm not really sure what the ruling is if you have to play the player or the ball here, but his shoulder was really turned away, hit him right in the back. And I think that's really the decisive ruling here.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And the contact point is that back, and so a 30-second technical here by Leo Milan will give the Mahtomedi Zephyrs another 30-second man-up situation here to end the first half. Turnover dangerously as it's scooped up again on the ground ball. Lost the handle on it, battled for again, picked up by Tartan North here onto the near side as unable to hold it in. Out of bounds, 0.4 seconds with a excellently skilled clock finger here at Mahtomedi High School. And nope, we'll just let it play. All right. So at the end of the third quarter, 14-3 the score, with the Mahtomedi Zephyrs leading 14-3. A much better defensive half there by Tartan North.
Yes, and they've scored, as the game has gone on, they've scored one more goal each period. So for Tartan, things are looking a bit brighter.
At the end of the third quarter, 14-3, Mahtomedi leads on your home for Mahtomedi Zephyr and Tartan Boys Lacrosse.
Do you know a veteran who served in Vietnam and later died due to Agent Orange exposure or PTSD? Nearly 3 million Americans served in Vietnam. Most returned home, but thousands have had their lives cut short.
Our brother, Staff Sergeant Jim Gumbel, U.S. Army.
My daddy, Malcolm James Stanford, Vietnam.
For my father and my hero, Ramon Luis Rodriguez Garcia, U.S. Army.
The In Memory program honors these veterans through a special ceremony held at the Wall in Washington, D.C. Families are invited to read their loved ones' names. Many of these family members suffered for decades alongside their veterans as they fought illnesses related to their service. You can nominate your loved one to have their service recognized on the site of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It costs nothing to nominate a veteran. Please visit vvemf.org/inmemory today.
Start at quarter number 4 here from Mahtomedi High School with Earnhardt Jaworski. I'm Alex Wested. 14-3, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead. And again, a much better third quarter by Tartan North. But the goals just haven't been there, and not through any fault of their own. The Zephyrs just have been strong defensively, closing out the chances that Tartan North has gotten in close.
And like you said, they've closed out chances, and the 3 goals that Tartan has up on the board is those rare occasions when they don't collapse. Like we saw Moran get a breakaway early on, right when he came out of his penalty. And then for Schwinghammer too, lazy defense. He was able to just really trot his way up the middle, put a ball top shelf, and puts another one on the board.
Our next time, again, covering Mahtomedi Zephyr Boys Lacrosse will be coming up on the 10th of May when the Zephyrs will be at White Bear Stadium to take on the White Bear Lake Bears in the battle for the anchor, the annual matchup between White Bear Lake and Mahtomedi Lacrosse, where the trophy is, of course, an anchor, as both teams on opposite sides of White Bear Lake. And the next time that will be here for Tartan and North Boys Lacrosse will be coming up, I believe, on the 5th, as they'll be taking on, I want to say off the top of my head, as I take a look at the schedule that we have available for us. Certainly, no, I'm wrong. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. We'll continue on. Quarter number 4, as the lead is 11. Here the clock will wind, and we will begin play with Mahtomedi in the attacking half. And again, the Zephyrs now with the technical elapsed will regain to full strength. So the man-up situation for 30 seconds has elapsed, and the Zephyrs will maintain possession once again. Mitch Lawrence with a goal tonight, bothered there defensively by Schwinghammer. We'll have to go back again to the far side where it can be reset once more here again by Jack Zell. The Zephyrs starting with their full power play unit, if you will, the man-up unit. And so far, good defense here by Tartan North. Zell. Once again, he'll start a run back in, denied by Schwinghammer on a great check. Forces a ground ball, does Schwinghammer, as he tries to escape it back again the other way. Lost the handle on it as he tried to flip it further. Zell picks it back up, and now assisted here once again by Mahtomedi, as it can be flipped again for Owen Knapp. Knapp on the right side of wing. Has some assistance behind here in Eric Butke, and the Titans need to get this ball out, regardless of where the score is.
Really, and yeah, I mean, they're doing a very good job just keeping Mahtomedi out from in front of the net, forcing them to the sides behind the net so far. And it looks like they're continuing to do so, really just kind of being a thorn in the side of this power play unit.
Butke out in front, forces a ground ball again. Kistner gets the glove on it, as he was assisted in doing so there by Tori Gress-Collins. So again, Kistner will come out to play it. He'll flip it again to Schwinghammer here with 10:28 remaining, fourth quarter. Again, these two teams will not play each other again, barring a meeting in the section playoffs. And the teams themselves have not met in the section playoffs since 2018. And so while it's not impossible, it has been quite some time since that has happened. Jack Zell into the attacking half. We'll cut it back once again. He'll reset, looking for an outlet left side wing. Instead, cuts it back again. We'll keep it here for Oscar Magnuson, the 8th grader with a goal tonight. For the Mahtomedi Zephyrs is Magnuson. Working it back again, looking for a run to play here. He'll have to try to go against Nolan Flom, and instead fields it back low once again for Eric Granick. Reset again, Magnuson. Left side swung here again for Paganski. Paganski working his way on in, tries a wind and fire, instead defers back again and gets the assist on a beautiful goal by Connor Peltier, as it's 15-3.
And for Paganski, that was such a quick reaction time with that pass. He saw he was shut down shooting lane wise, saw his teammate wide open up top, gets the assist for it.
Well, again, Kistner square as you can be too, but a nice shot by the senior midfielder Connor Peltier. That makes it 15-3. Of course, I believe it's a 12-goal difference is the one that makes running time, so we are in that running time area. So the clock continues to wind now, 9:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. Ball's on the ground, whistle blows, possession battled for in the scrum. And again, as we've seen this battle tonight between Milan and Ty Decker, just beautiful craftsmanship trying to maintain possession. As taken down there is Milan, big check blows, whistle blows, and we'll have a holding call that is made there in possession here for Mahtomedi. I'm sorry, North Tartan. Milan. Off to the right side, we'll go to the opposite side corner now again, Brody Laska. Here's Laska. Working his way back on in, avoiding these stick checks there of Jake Hone. Here to the near side. Once again, Putzier. Putzier trying to work his way in, avoids one Zephyr. Will reset back again to the top of the high slot. Putzier. Here once again for Leo Milan. Back for Putzier once more. Putzier trying to work around Ty Decker, defensively able to stutter around him once again. Milan with a shot. Beautiful save made by the goaltender Tommy Peer, who holds on to start the counter-attack.
Counter-attack going down the field. Here's Bushmeyer with it. Gets met at the 20-yard line. Jump pass, unable to connect. And the Zephyrs are looking to regroup here on offense.
Well, and again, just a really good chance, too, there as they'll reset once more. And that counter-attack, too, that save made was so beautiful by the sophomore goaltender Tommy Peer. Again, Caden Donahue got the start, but the goaltender switched at halftime. And coming in cold at the half, just a nice way, again, for Peer to be able to show that he is equal to his peers in the net.
I see what you did there.
Possession again for Mahtomedi as they'll maintain it once more. Again, leading here by a score of 15-3, 12-goal game, 7:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. All the way back around, Owen Knapp. Knapp feeds it back into the slot, bothered on a stick check there. Can be scooped up again by Tartan North before being rubbed off the ball. It's back again for a ground ball, and Oscar Magnuson to pick it up. Magnuson will slow down, working his way back in front, trying to find Butke back out in front, and Sutter steps back down. Flag is up, so another man-up situation cued here for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Granick will reset once again further here now, again for Pagansky, who has an assist on the latest Zephyr goal, playing junior varsity. All the way back in front, was looking for the connection, scooped up on the ground, and it can be taken once again by Mahtomedi, as they'll be playing man-up again for just the third time in this game.
And we mentioned earlier on in this game how well Tartan was staying disciplined, and where it was the Zephyrs being more aggressive, more undisciplined, and now I think fatigue is starting to get to North Tartan. They're starting to be down a little bit more. They're starting to make bad decisions, bad plays. And here it's just the third or fourth in a row where they're going to be down a man.
So Carter Ekstrom will take the knee. For the time being, did not see if it was a technical or a 1-minute variety, but the Zephyrs either way a man-up situation, where so far 2 goals on a man-up situation as it skips over. There you see the frustration there of E.J. Charpentier as he wants that chance back, even being up by 12. He wants to capitalize on those situations.
And really, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of stat padding, even late in the game, especially for E.J. Charpentier, who is a D2 commit to, I believe, Tampa.
As quickly back into the defensive side, North Tartan trying to make something of this here. Again, ground ball battled for, scooped up again on the ground ball, where it can be taken by the LSM Jackson Majors. Majors here onto the near side. He'll work back again on the right side wing as there's still time on the man-up situation for Mahtomedi, as the offender Ekstrom still to a knee. All the way back out in front as the Zephyrs again. Spun shot was looking there for off the cross of Lemke. It goes out of bounds. Zephyrs maintain possession. Another good chance there as the North Tartan team return to full strength.
Yeah, Lemke just tried to force the issue there. Way too much traffic in front of the net. Shot got forced wide. And the Zephyrs looking to restart their offense here with just under 5 minutes left.
Magnuson back for Charpentier, lost the handle on it. Can be scooped up again here by Tartan North, but a great, well-timed stick check there by Butke. Forces on the ground ball briefly before it can be taken back the other way by Tartan North here. And Tori Grace Collins. Cross midfield, Grace Collins using the body effectively, but lost the possession of it as it's battled for down on the ground. Grace Collins trying to field it back further, skipping it further along now as they try to skip it out on the inside edge, battling for on the outside part of that crease before it can be gathered up again here. No, still battling for it. They'll shovel it back in front. The whistle will blow, push is called, and possession for Tartan North. And again, after that halftime conversations, this Tartan North team has been so much quicker to the ball, and has been so much stronger defensively than they were in the first 24.
Yeah, I believe we could both agree on that the second half Tartan team would beat this first half Tartan team. They look like a completely different team. They have a little more pep in their step, a little more speed as well. As you mentioned, they were just quicker to the ball.
Ball is cradled by Putsier as he works it back out in front on the ground. Lost again as the leading goal scorer tonight for Tartan North, Brandon Moreland, will pick it back up again. Working his way on in. Moreland tries a shot, but a beautiful challenge made by the goaltender, Tommy Peer. And now skip back on the counterattack. Quickly back into the attacking side of midfield. Todd McDonald, the LSM for Mahtomedi, will reset it back again to the center. And again, Peer has proven his worth tonight. All the way back, a little bit too far for Lemke, as offsides are the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, and possession again for Tartan North.
And on that last shot for Moran, he was a little frustrated with that. Slammed his stick on the ground as he got absolutely robbed with that one by Peer.
As they'll wait for Mahtomedi to stay onside. Possession again here for Tartan North as they'll work inside. 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 15-3. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs lead. Again, Mahtomedi will take to the field again against Chanhassen coming up on Saturday. And the Tartan North team will be at Park of Cottage Grove coming up on Monday of next week. Putzier looking to get his name onto the score sheet tonight. Working his way back on in again. Leads all Tartan North scores. Tries to center it back out in front. Looking for Tecito out in front, but goes all the way back again further. Cradled here now by Spanbauer. Spanbauer still in possession, trying to evade Sam Schwartz back again. Trying it front. Ooh, almost able to get that shot off was Moreland before battled from behind as it goes back again. Now in another fast break here for Mahtomedi. So the gas still very much on for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs.
And really, from what it seems like, they've been rolling a lot of their JV players, and even if you're off the field for those 2-3 minutes at a time, that will help. That helps how much energy you have late in the game.
Possession again maintained here by Mahtomedi as Knapp with just a goal tonight. Eric Butke. Butke will go all the way back again for Jack Zell to reset once more. What can be played here again by Wendorf. Wendorf near side for Mitch Lorentz. Lorentz, nice little move, trying to work around Sean Cashin. Tried to shovel a shot through, but instead scooped up again by Butke behind the net for Mahtomedi. Skip shot on the ground, was looking for Landon Kraus on the far side before it goes out of bounds. In possession here for Tartan North as the clock again continues to wind in this running clock situation. And Earnhardt for these Mahtomedi Zephyrs looking to pick up now. This will be win number 4 on the year. They'll be 4-2 on this season. A lot of positives to look for tonight. What's one thing you'd like to see better out of the Mahtomedi Zephyrs?
I think that could be better. I would say their man-down situations. You can't be taking penalties, no matter if you're up by 12 or you're down by 12. You can't be taking penalties. You want to keep the game as even as possible. You don't want to take yourself out of it. So it just comes down to not taking penalties.
On the ground ball here, 38 seconds remaining in this contest. On the other side for Tartan North, again, a team who logically has been so close so many times this season. They'll fall to a record of 0-4. When you're losing, there's a lot to critique, a lot to improve. What's your message for Tartan North?
To improve, they got to play a full game, because in the first half, they were not here. But here in the second half, they showed up. They look like a much better team in the second half. It's just you got to come into the game with a level head. You can't come into a game thinking, we're going to get stomped here. But it's like, hey, if we can keep in it, maybe we can beat these guys.
As Jack Zell fakes the shot at the last chance, the Zephyrs storm the field to go congratulate their goaltender, Tommy Peer, as they advance with a record of 4-2 on the season. And Tartan North falls to a record of 0-4. And again, the Zephyrs continue to improve on their home stand and their home record. Now perfect 3-0 on this young season. And as we talked about almost an hour and a half ago, you can defend home turf, that's great. But when you go on the road, that's where the money's made.
Exactly. And you got to be able to win on the home and on the road, because come playoff time, you don't know where you're going to play. So it really just comes down to, can you perform? Can you beat the best of the best, as that's how you determine the state champion.
Once again, our broadcast crew tonight on the cameras upstairs, Ian Felix and Richard Curie. In the truck, David Schuyler and Arlen Becker. And again, making his SCC Sports debut, Earnhardt Jaworski. And Earnhardt, thanks for joining us tonight. Did you have a good time?
I've had so much fun tonight. I've had a giant grin under this mask all night long. And I can't wait to be back on Monday.
And we'll be seeing Earnhardt back here on Monday at George Smith Field as the Mahtomedi Zephyrs take on the Hill Murray Pioneers. 7 o'clock, again, our game time for that one. And you can find the stream information at Suburban Community Channels on Facebook and SECTV.com. Again, the final score, all Mahtomedi Zephyrs tonight. A final of 15-3 over Tartan North, here on your home for Mahtomedi Zephyr and Tartan Titan Boys Lacrosse.